Hey, I'm Terrisavellefoy, your cheerleader of dreams. And today we're diving into something that can literally shift the entire direction of your life in just 30 days. So the title this week is the 30-Day Shift. Small habits, big miracles. And I want you to remember this. You don't need a miracle. You just need a decision. You know, I've done several videos on 30-day challenges. And they seem to be some of the most popular videos I've ever done. Because here's the truth. You are just one daily habit away from massive momentum. Not 100 changes, not a complete overhaul, just one shift. Let me tell you about the power of a small shift. You know, studies show that over 40% of our daily actions are habits. That means you don't even think about them, you just do them. So what if we started intentionally creating habits that serve our future instead of sabotage it? Let's just say you stop by your favorite coffee shop every morning and you spend $4 on your favorite drink. Not a big deal, right? It's just $4. But what if for 30 days you took that same $4 and put it in a dream jar? That's $120 in 1 month. In 10 months, that's $1,200. Think about it. You could buy a new laptop to start your dream business. You could enroll in a course or a coaching program or travel to a conference that changes your life. All from one tiny decision. You didn't win the lottery. You didn't get a big raise. You simply redirected a small habit, and that small shift became a big breakthrough. See, you don't need to make massive changes overnight. You just need to make small, right choices every day and stay consistent. And see, that's what a 30-day challenge is all about. It's not perfection. It's not overhauling your whole life, just picking one small habit and then watching your identity, your confidence, your momentum start to shift. Let me give you some stories just to prove it. So I want to tell you a story about a woman named Allie. She was struggling with depression and she went to see a therapist, and they challenged her to write down 3 things every day that she was grateful for. That's it. She said at first she didn't feel grateful, but she wrote anyway. She would write things like, my bed is warm, I have coffee, I made it through another day. But guess what? 30 days later, her mind was no longer stuck on what was missing, but on what was working. Gratitude changed her perspective. She started scanning the world looking for things to be grateful for, and that changed her whole life. You probably heard me say that a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. See, this tiny habit is huge. It changes your outlook on everything, on life. It changes how to appreciate God in everything He does for you. And I'm telling you, it massively touches the heart of God. He's the one who said, enter His gates with thanksgiving and His courts with praise. See, when you get in a habit of just entering your prayer time, just saying 2 words, thank you, it touches the heart of God. You know, I could keep going on this habit, but try it. Keep a gratitude journal next to your bed, and every night before you go to sleep, write 3 things you're thankful for the next 30 days. That's it. Watch what God does. Okay, here's another story. This one's simple but powerful. A man named Carlos decided he was tired of feeling sluggish, no energy, always bloated. So he made one change. He was going to drink half of his body weight in ounces of water every day for 30 days. It was a little more than this. You do the math for yourself. But the result, he had clearer skin, better sleep, and 6 pounds gone without changing food or workouts. This is wild, isn't it? He said, I didn't need a cleanse, I needed consistency. So what I'm saying is you don't need this massive miracle. Sometimes you just need a decision. So let me tell you another story. This was about Kayla, a busy mom of 4. She felt overwhelmed, stressed, and just out of alignment. So she made a decision. She heard me say over and over and over, stop looking, at the 1 hour you don't have, look at the 20 minutes you do have, and just go for a walk. So she said, every day I'm gonna walk, rain or shine, no excuses, I'm going for a walk for 20 minutes. After 30 days, she said her anxiety lifted, her creativity started flowing. She said, I finally feel like me again. No gym membership, no fancy plan, just a decision to take on a 30-day challenge. See, here's another tiny habit. 30 days of, I like to use my megaphone, making positive declarations. And you know I'm all about this. Well, a teenager named Jenna said she felt insecure and defeated. So her mom gave her these little sticky notes to just put on the mirror with daily declarations like, I'm confident, I'm chosen, I'm creative, I'm highly favored of God. Well, she said them in the mirror every day for 30 days. She said she started walking into class with her head held just a little bit higher. Why? Because your words create your world. And the Bible says that death and life are in the power of the tongue. See, what you repeatedly hear, you eventually believe. And you've heard me say it, your voice is the most influential voice in your life. This habit is life-changing. This is how God transformed my self-image. I like to say, you have to become your own cheerleader. Well, she started doing that and it changed her self-image. So start a 60-second habit of speaking 3 or 5 positive declarations over yourself for the next 30 days. What happens? See, every time you keep that promise to yourself for 30 days, your confidence grows. Every time you follow through, you stop being someone who quits and you start becoming someone who finishes. And over time, these results multiply, just like compound interest. Darren Hardy, he wrote the book about the compound effect. And he said, small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equal a radical difference. Jeff Olson, who wrote The Slight Edge, he calls it the magic of the mundane. So it's the small, unglamorous choices that separate success from mediocrity. So whether it's, saving $4 a day or reading 5 pages from a book every day, speaking 3 affirmations every morning, or even like decluttering 1 drawer every day, you're not just building habits, you're building belief in yourself. And belief is the fuel for your dream. So let me tell you one more story of someone shifting their mindset, just one small decision at a time for just 30 days. So this might sound silly, but listen to this. There was a young entrepreneur named Zach. He said he couldn't stay disciplined in anything. So he picked the smallest habit he could think of to do straight for 30 days. You know what it was? Make his bed. That's it. First thing in the morning. Well, after 30 days, he said he was more focused. He was following through on tasks. He was getting up earlier, and he even started going to the gym. He said, if I can win the first 5 minutes of the day, I can win the rest of it too. So what I'm saying is discipline in anything creates discipline in everything. Did you hear that? You might want to put that in the comments. Discipline in anything creates discipline in everything. So I put together a new list of 100 30-day challenge ideas for you to pick from. It's in your free download. You can just click the link right there in the show notes to get this fun list. And it's everything from take your vitamins, read 1 chapter, pray for 5 minutes, delete negative self-talk, clean 1 drawer or 1 space in your house, go to bed on time. You've got a list here, and I'm telling you, small habits create big momentum. So be sure to click the link in the description and get this free list of 100 30-day challenges to choose from. Pick just one. Pick 1 habit and commit for 30 days. And keep a wall calendar like this, like Jerry Seinfeld does. And every day that you keep your commitment with yourself, mark through that day. And after you see a few days under your belt, you're going to be determined to not miss a day of marking through. Just as simple as it seems. Watch your confidence grow, your clarity increase, your energy will start to rise. You're going to be amazed what happens when you show God you're serious. Luke 16:10 says, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. See, when you show up consistently, God can trust you with more dreams, more ideas, more influence. So to help you with your challenge, get the free download and get started today. Just click the link in the show notes. And I want you to know I believe in you. And more importantly, God believes in you. You're not stuck, you're not too late, and you are definitely not too far gone. In fact, let this month be the month that you finally say, I'm not waiting for change, I'm creating it 30 days at a time. And I want to say thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, share this with someone who needs a fresh start. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.